Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing alright. If you're not, hopefully we can turn that mood around today. Anyways, apparently Dixie Damelio has a late night show now. And you probably knew that. You saw the title, you knew what this video was about. But I gotta be honest, as much as I want to meme on it, I'm kind of jealous. I wish I could make my own late night show. Well, now why can't I? Welcome everyone, welcome back to the final episode of the Occasionally Late Show. Hey, at least we ended our run staying true to the title. Sorry. Listen, I'm in the business of making good videos, not weekly ones. One day I'll be able to make good videos too, but until then, here we are. This run of the Occasionally Late Show has been genuinely life-changing for me. I mean, it feels like we only just started a minute ago, and now we're already saying goodbye. Sorry, I'm just a little emotional. I mean, we started this show at a time where the lines between new and traditional media had blurred more than ever before. I mean, Jimmy Fallon started Twitch streaming, then immediately stopped Twitch streaming after reading 5 messages in chat. And famously related to TikTok dancer Charli D'Amelio, Dixie Damelio started her own late night show called The Early Late Night Show. Granted, it premieres at 1 p.m., which makes it more of a daytime talk show than a late night show. But at the same time, I would rather compare her to Stephen Colbert than my queen, Kelly Clarkson. But actually though, Dixie's incredibly talented in her own right, and I really shouldn't say that. She absolutely killed it on Attaway General, and I'm honestly still surprised she lost the Emmy last year to Zendaya. I mean, sure, Euphoria was great, but that had none of the cultural impact that Attaway General had. I'm just being honest. Anyway, we've got a great show for you tonight. We've got some awesome guests here. I've got some really fun segments lined up for this final show. But before we get into that, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button, because hey, maybe we can still convince the studio to bring us back for another season. We'll see. Anyway, we'll be right back. Hey, thank you so much for helping me get to work. The traffic's been absolutely insane. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna record a video while I actually drive. Are you insane? That's so dangerous. I am not lame. I just don't want to crash my mom's car. Whatever, okay? You mind if I turn on a video? Would that be a fun thing to do? Listen, the whole segment requires on you being okay with this, so just let me turn on a goddamn video. See? Thank you. Was that so hard? This'll be fun.
Welcome to the Early Late Night Show. Here's your host, Dixie Damelio.
Thanks, Jim. Hey guys, I'm Dixie Damelio, and this is my talk show, The Early Late Night Show.
Am I crazy, or is she just a little too casual? You know, I'm used to comedians coming out and giving their monologue, a standard comedy set sort of thing. But where's all her energy? Did she leave it all in Attaway General? Because if so, why weren't you there for season 2, Dixie? I really need an answer for that one. I will say though, I absolutely love that title card. It is sick. Props to whoever designed it.
But first, let's check out season 1.
I know she calls all those previous episodes her season 1, but I don't know. I consider that more of a technical pilot season, right? So I don't want to waste too much time on this montage. Sure, it's technically season 1, but is it really? Is it really,
This is the most requested guest ever, and I really never thought I could get her on the show because she's just so famous and perfect and hot and awesome. But I got her, and I'm so excited and proud to announce the first guest of season 2, Dixie Damelio.
Well, that's a lot of self-praise, isn't it, Dixie? What do you think, Captain Pumpkin Pants? Wow, that was kinda mean, dude. You're lucky I'm keeping at least one hand on the wheel at all times, even though I'm not actually driving, because otherwise you could call me an alt-rock band formed in 1988, because otherwise I'd be smashing pumpkins. God! You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. That was too far. I'm sorry.
So last year my team reached out a bunch of times, sent emails, calls, trying to get you on the show. But I really couldn't get anything in return, and I was just wondering if you heard about that or it was just your team.
Yeah, I was a little busy.
Yeah, that was a little cringe, sure. But I gotta say though, I mean, the set is absolutely sick. Like that whole wooden sign with the design of the show's logo, absolutely incredible. The designers seriously killed it. They did. Like whoever the designers are, absolute props to you. You fucking nailed it. Okay, well, I was raised with the mindset that if I can't say something nice, I shouldn't say something at all. I think you should adopt that kind of mindset there, Mr. Pumpkin Pants. Sorry, Captain Pumpkin Pants. Jeez. Such a stickler about it. You didn't even earn that title. What are you captain of? Fucking toy boat in the bathtub? Jeez.
Your first ever music video you did reached 100 million views. Did you ever expect that? Cause I didn't.
I mean, yeah, sure, it does feel a little synthetic, but I mean, she's taking inspiration from my critically acclaimed Christmas movie Chronicles where she's playing both of the main characters. It's not really easy to have a casual conversation with yourself. There goes my laptop. Wait, how long does this bit go on? Because, it already feels a little tired. Am I right? Hey, be nice. I don't know. I mean, I think it's awesome that she's doing this regardless. If we count the pilot season, she's only been doing this for a year, which is about how long I've been doing this whole YouTube thing. And honestly, I gotta respect it. She's been learning a lot over this past year, and there's still a ton of time to learn and grow as a creator. I'm not gonna knock her for trying to learn how to do things like this just on the fly. Okay, sure, but let's just look at the numbers. James Corden has 20 million subscribers more than Dixie, yet struggles to get 200,000 views within the week. Dixie gets 1 million. The numbers don't lie there. She's doing something right. And you can plug in any of the late night Jays and get the same results. Except for Kimmel. He only has 10 million more, but who's counting? Well, I am. But still. Okay, sure. Seth Meyers and John Oliver are both pretty close to those numbers. But Seth Meyers only gets there for closer look. None of his other stuff gets there, okay? I mean, still, you gotta look at these numbers, though, because there's gotta be something that traditional media can learn from numbers and a show like this, right? Maybe we should go back upstairs and talk about it. So what can traditional media learn from people like Dixie Damelio or John Oliver, who, honestly, I should probably only half count considering he's closer to The Daily Show than The Tonight Show, but the numbers don't lie and he's usually grouped in there anyway. For that, it's time for a pretty close look. I've already been riffing on Dixie for a bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn my attention to the old guys. There's really two major points of comparison between John and Seth's videos, and those would be length and topic. They're both generally political in nature, aiming to take a deep dive into a specific topic rather than the broad generalizations you would see from a comedy monologue or a random commentary video on YouTube. Hey, wait a minute. I do my best. I try. Their length is also pretty much what audiences have come to expect from this kind of content on YouTube, with John Oliver sticking pretty strictly to about the 22-minute mark, and Seth fluctuating anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Fun fact, that's also what my videos tend to be around unless I'm feeling batshit insane. What the fuck was I thinking? This was my second video. The thing I'm talking about was 40 minutes too, so what did I add? I added nothing. I didn't know what I was doing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm sorry, okay? I need to take this time to hold myself accountable and do better in the future and going forward. And to everyone who saw that video, I'm sorry. Anyways, I don't think it's a surprise to see that Dixie's videos also tend to be around that 10 to 20 minute mark. People want content that they can sink their teeth into. And when it comes to that style of content on YouTube, you know, the late night comedy commentary kind of video, that really is the sweet spot. Now, of course, Dixie isn't coming out onto her Nickelodeon fever dream set talking about DC's statehood or bankruptcy, especially in a show aimed primarily at middle schoolers, but her insistence to focus on just one guest is a pretty good move. Could she be doing it a little better? Yeah, maybe. But that's definitely a great place to start, and those numbers that she's been getting just prove that. The biggest issue with Dixie's show, though, in contrast to all those other late night hosts, is that all the effort feels like it's been put in the wrong places. When people typically go to these late night shows, usually they're there to promote something. I mean, even Hot Ones has kind of become part of the traditional press circuit for a lot of movies, TV shows, and albums, because it gets that many eyes and people want to see these celebrities talk about their projects. But when your focus is on digital creators, there's not that basis of, hey, let's talk about that thing you're here to promote. Because the thing they're there to promote is their channel. And that's not to say that digital creators don't often have major event uploads to talk about in the same kind of way. Scott the Woz is a fantastic example of someone who literally just a few weeks ago released his 200th episode, which was basically a movie. But for the most part, digital creators are pretty much on that content grind day in, day out, and as a result don't really have those kinds of event uploads to talk about. And when there's not that one specific thing to promote or talk about, the conversation can easily end up all over the place. And that's okay for more long-form podcasts that can jump around a bunch of different topics and go on a million different tangents. But when you're a 10 to 15 minute interview, it's a bit of a different game. You're kind of stuck only talking about like one or two stories with a few tangents, which would be fine if the conversations felt a little more casual, or if there were other segments to break up the time, but I mean, hey, at that point, just make different videos, set it as a playlist, play the algorithm, my guy. Or just say fuck it and do it live. Dixie absolutely has the right idea to target an online audience by getting a bunch of digital creators on her show. But that's not going to be enough to keep it afloat forever and keep people coming back. We can already see the trends not going in that direction. And as a professional in the television and digital production industries, I definitely have the background to tell Dixie how to make this show better. And honestly, it really just comes down to loosening up a little bit. New media in general is full of such a wide variety of creators who are incredibly talented and really do deserve to be recognized in more areas of entertainment for their skill and talent. And sure, you can argue that podcasts kind of make shows like this or The Tonight Show or The Late Show irrelevant, but I would disagree. People don't watch Jimmy Fallon or James Corden for the hard-hitting deep dive interviews. People watch these shows because they like seeing their favorite celebrities in an environment they're not usually in. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's relatable. And as the lines between new and traditional media continue to blur, I really don't think a late night style show completely produced and marketed for YouTube is such an insane idea. And it's because of that honestly, I don't really want to clown on Dixie for noticing that too. She's almost the antithesis of Lily Singh's show in a way. Which has to be a good thing considering how that one turned out. Rather than forcing an OG new media creator into the strict confines of television, Dixie Damelio, who, let's be honest, no one even knew about 2 years ago, just burst onto the scene and immediately started making a show specifically for this platform. Like, I can't make fun of that. That's incredible. I just want her to capitalize on that difference more. I mean, there's no reason to hold yourself to the strict confines of television when you're making a show for YouTube. Besides, you already have this built-in digital audience. Capitalize on that. You know, take some risks, do something different, make something special. There's room in the history books for you if you make this right. So make it a big fucking chapter. Or at least that part of the novelizations where like in the middle of the book they have those like laminated pages with pictures of the movie Like it's not even like at that part in the book. So like you're kind of getting spoilers, but also being reiterated on things you just read. But like the book also always opens to those pages because they're just the heaviest and the thickest pages in the book. Like, be those pages. If you're not going to be a big chapter, be those pages. Or maybe in the future, someone else will take inspiration from it and make something even bigger and better and more interesting and more thought out and more fun. But we're probably not going to get renewed for a season 2 here at the Occasionally Late Show, so I'll let you do that one, Dixie. But, you know, on the off chance we do, you know, if you subscribe and leave a like and get into the comments begging us to make another season, I think that one's pretty squarely with Dixie for the time being. And that's okay. Anyway, that's it for our show tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me, and have a fantastic rest of your night. I'd say I'll see you next time, but, you know, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.